everyone, my name's Dr. Melissa Cohen. So the latest round of news has been released. So it looks like President Biden released just the afternoon of August the 24th some information via Twitter, and now he's going to have a press conference this afternoon as well. So the information here that has been released and what's going to happen here is there's a couple of big things. Is there is going to be the $10,000 flat student loan forgiveness program for people making less than $125,000 a year. Okay, so they will be automatically, it said, I'll read through the information here because it's a lot of information and I don't want to take the time to edit all my content here just to make it nice and smooth, but I'd rather you get the information. So he's going to forgive up to $10,000 in federal student debt for Americans, and there's going to be another additional $10,000 for low-income borrowers. And then the third thing is they're going to extend the pause on the monthly payments. So that's a good thing. You don't have to start paying your bills effective September 1st. If you owe less than $10,000 and your income is less than $125,000 a year, it looks like it's supposed to be automatically wiped away. All right. So that's the big thing that most of us are working for or looking for. Here's some other additional information here. And it did say that so that's the first $10,000. Now here's something we didn't hear about or hadn't been in the news and such, is that borrowers will be eligible up to borrowers who received Pell Grants, which are students that had the greatest financial need. That's why you get a Pell Grant. They're going to be eligible for the second amount of $10,000 in relief. So that's an extra bonus as well. All right, other details. So if you have the $10,000 taken off, your income has to be less than $125,000 a year, or couples earning less than $250,000 a year. You're going to have that $10,000 automatically wiped out. I think somewhere I read it said that's roughly 8 million Americans. Okay, people want to complain of like, oh, they didn't do anything to work for it, blah, blah, blah. You signed the loans, you need to own up to it. But you know what? There's so much money that the government is paying to administratively handle all of these loans, handling all of the defaults on the loans, that you know what, no one's really, let's start talking about that money and how much money we don't have to pay all these service loan providers for the next 10 years to try to recover that $10,000. But that's for a video for another day. Okay, sorry. All right, so it did say, so if you have more than $10,000 left, obviously you're still going to have a balance and you're going to have to start paying those at some point. But it did say that your loan payments will be capped at 5% of your monthly income, and that current students will be eligible for debt relief as well, but future students will not. So that makes it sound like that if you are freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, and you have student loans, that you're going to have $10,000 wiped away as well, depending on the income restriction. But anybody who's going to be a freshman next year, or let's say you're a sophomore this year and you're returning next year and you take on more student loans, you're not going to have them forgiven. Okay, so let's clear that up. And it just said here that the president is also deferring student loan repayments until the end of the year. And that this would be, and the education department said that this would be the last time that the pandemic era pause is extended. And I'm going to just be honest, just my take on things, and who am I, right? I have no say in any of this. I have no inside information, but that's probably true. So if you have 40 million student loan borrowers and you take out 88 million student loan borrowers automatically by giving them the $10,000 student loan debt, well, you've already reduced your workload pretty significantly. There's no real incentive for them to keep pausing or extending that pause. Honestly, another thing, the elections will be over by the end of December. Now, it didn't say December 31st officially. This article from CBS News just says until the end of the year. So elections are going to be over. I don't know what that means, but I'm just mean there's not going to, at least this political ploy is going to get us political action, is going to be favorable for the current president through elections in November. All right. I'm trying to see if I find any more information here. So the income caps will be based on either the 2020 or 2021 income. So if a person or couple's income was below the cap in either year, they will be eligible. So that's great. And I will put a link to the CBS News article. You can read it for yourself. And once again, like I'm just trying to be another voice of information that gets out to you as well. Okay, well here it says tens of millions of borrowers are expected to qualify under the plan. There's more than 43 million borrowers carry federal student loan debt. And it says the majority have less than $25,000 in debt, and a quarter owe less than $10,000. So that's gonna, from an administrative standpoint, that's gonna save the government a lot of money if you get rid of 25% of your loans automatically as well. So that's a good thing. All right. So here's some other information about legal counsel and what they think that the reason why Biden has executive action. I'm not going to talk about that right now. I'm going to flip over to this other information here. It's actually whitehouse.gov. So that is an official U.S. Government website, .gov, G-O-V, not .com. That takes you somewhere else, I think. So this is a fact sheet. So President Biden announces student loan relief for borrowers who need it most. Okay, so this article has, oh my gosh, it's really long here. So I will take some time. I'll go through any of this information and find out if there's anything else that's additional that you will need to do. Somewhere I said something about you had to qualify. So maybe if you don't think your income, if you don't have the $10,000 wiped out, maybe you need to verify your income from 2020 or 2021. There may be a different process, or I don't know. But hopefully that initial $10,000 will be just a nice sweep. There's no dates on when that will show up. I am looking here. It does say the pause on the federal student loan repayment will be extended one final time through December 31st, 2022. So borrowers should expect to resume payments in January 2023. So I guess you got to start budgeting for that now if you hadn't been saving your dollars for that. So they are, like it said, cutting the monthly payments in half for undergraduate loans. There's going to be, the Department of Education is proposing a new income-driven repayment plan that protects low-income borrowers from making payments and caps their monthly payments for undergraduate loans at 5% of their discretionary income. All right. So that means that the average annual student loan payment will be lowered by more than $1,000 for both current and future borrowers. And as you recall, there's also the program set up if you're on an income-driven repayment plan after either 20 or 25 years, depending on when you first got those loans, the government's going to wipe those loans out. And we know they hadn't done that, and so they are working on doing that currently, or should have already done it at this point. All right, and we already know that they are trying to fix and repair the public service loan forgiveness program just to give those public service workers their time in as well on what they promised them under that program as well. Okay, so and here's another thing that they are looking to do is to increase Pell Grants going forward. It looks like it's the largest increase to Pell Grants in over a decade. And that's to help reduce the further cost of college. So, because a lot of complaints and a lot of information out there is, well, it doesn't solve the problem, right? The government is subsidizing these loans to colleges and universities. Therefore, they have no incentive to cut costs or, even dip into their endowments. So why are their endowments going, almost, billions and billions of dollars? Why aren't they spending that money? That's the point of having the endowment, not to hoard cash, right? Is to send students to school and protect, have upkeep on buildings and things like that. So it does say that Colleges have an obligation to keep prices reasonable and ensure borrowers get value for their investments, not debt they cannot afford. So that's going to, says the administration has already taken steps to strengthen accountability. I also, because I work in higher education now, I'm starting to see signs of society in general may not see the same value of a college education. Obviously, with inflation going up, some students, 18-year-olds, feel the need they need to work, or pay is going up. They will make more money working now than spending their time in school for a degree and getting student loans, etc. So I think there's going to be a lot of societal differences going forward because of COVID and such. That's going to affect. That may have, hopefully, a positive implication on higher education costs. And I think students are just going to start looking for the value, right? It's 18 years old. Oh, it's cool to go out of state, but I think the moms and dads that are paying for it going, not cool. You can get the same degree here in state versus paying out of state tuition and all those extra costs. All right, so this from the White House press release here, I'm going to reiterate some of this information. So if you got it good on the first part of the video, you can go ahead and stop if you want to hang with me here. It says all borrowers claim this is going to provide relief up to 43 million borrowers. That includes canceling the full remaining balance for up to 20 million borrowers. So this number is a little bit higher in this press release from the White House. They're obviously going to target relief dollars to low and middle income borrowers. And as we said before, that's people earning less than $75,000 a year, individuals, and then households making more than $250,000 or less than $250,000 a year. So the Department of Education estimates that the borrowers who are eligible for relief, now this is kind of their breakout here, is 21% are 25 years and under. That's an interesting fact. So those are the current college students and such, or recent graduates. 44% are ages 26 to 39, and more than a third, that's 33%, are borrowers age 40 and up, including 5% of borrowers who are senior citizens. Hopefully they're not still paying it. Maybe they went to school, back to school later in life and got loans. All right. Okay, everyone, if you get this video quickly, then maybe you can turn on the news and see the press release directly and the speech by President Biden. I will put, like I said, I'll put the link to the CBS News in the links, as well as the whitehouse.gov. You can read for yourself. As more details come out and maybe some more additional insights and things, I'll let you know. But January 1st, if you have more than $10,000, you got to start making your payments. So we'll talk about some strategies on that as well. Okay, I hope you have a great day, and stay tuned and subscribe to the video if you subscribe to the channel if you want some further updates and such. Have a great day. Thank you.